I can't handle this podcast. I can't be on this.
That's slightly embarrassing. All right, take two. Welcome to the Two Older Pure Gold Movie Podcast, where Gen X and the younger generation revisit movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s to see if they still hold up. It's a good thing I glanced up at the clock there. In today's episode, we're discussing the 1999 surrealist comedy Being John Malkovich. I don't know if that's the right genre, but that's what I wrote down. I'm your host, Olen Vanderleeden, representing Gen X. Matthew is away for the month, so joining me today is my Gen X co-host, a guy who's been co-host 3 times before on some of my favorite episodes. Also, our sword and sandal expert for the podcast, Mr. Aaron Lovitz.
Hello, everyone. Great to be back.
There's a very few sandals in this episode, but I'm sure that you will step up to the plate and take this on.
I felt a little out of water, but we'll do our best.
Oh, puppet sandals count, don't they? There were some puppet sandals.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair.
There's
puppet sandals.
There's a crossover. Representing the millennials this week, we have comedian and host of the absolutely obscure podcast, Josh Fleming. Hello, Josh.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
Also representing the millennials, we've called up our resident puppet expert, Sean.
Oh, God, don't put me in that camp.
There's a reason those closet doors are closed behind you, because they're stuffed full of puppets. Being John Malkovich stars John Cusack and Cameron Diaz and is directed by Spike Jonze. Before Being John Malkovich, Spike Jonze was a music video director, creating videos for the Beastie Boys, Weezer, Fatboy Slim, and R.E.M., but he'd never directed a feature film.
That makes so much sense.
But this film helped launch him on his path to becoming one of Hollywood's most original directors. He went on to make Adaption, Where the Wild Things Are, and the Oscar-winning Her. So it helped him out. Cusack was already a star. He'd done Say Anything, Grifters, Grosse Point Blank, and Con Air, of course. And he actually sought this role out because he wanted to do something different. So apparently he tasked his agent with finding something crazy and unproducible. Cameron Diaz was already a star also. She was an A-lister doing The Mask, My Best Friend's Wedding, There's Something About Mary. And her frumpy, animal-loving Lottie was a complete reinvention and earned her some of her best reviews of her career. Although apparently when she took the role, she didn't know they were going to make her unrecognizable. So there's that. Malkovich, of course, he wasn't a huge star at this point, but Con Air was his biggest role, I would say, before this. The tagline from the movie poster, "Ever want to be someone else? Now you can." Okay, that's not that clever. IMDb describes the film as a puppeteer discovers a portal that leads literally into the head of a movie star, John Malkovich. You know, weird ones like this I kind of miss when my dad does the plot summary. I would have loved to have heard if he could make any sense of this movie whatsoever. Anyhow, we need to talk about this movie, and I would like to know, I have a fairly strong opinion about this movie, so I'm going to let you guys go first before I insult anybody that might have loved this.
Interesting. Can I just ask one thing to everyone? If they had so is there a difference between a marionette and a puppet? Aren't these
The fact that you even have to ask that.
But weren't these technically marionettes?
I mean, Sean should be answering, but the marionette has strings and the puppet you stick your hand in his ass.
But that's what I mean. It felt weird to me that this guy was like a puppeteer, but he feels like he would have been pretentious about it and like insisted people call it marionettes, I thought.
This is like the Philosopher's Stone becoming the Sorcerer's Stone because Americans don't know what a philosopher is.
Sorry, is that a thing?
They didn't know what a marionette was, so they had to make it puppeteer.
Interesting.
They wanted to appeal to more than just puppeteers and marionette people. So.
Okay, fair enough.
Marionettist. Marionetteer. That doesn't roll off the tongue quite the same.
A marionetteer? I don't know.
Yeah, everyone loves Elmo. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen this movie. I've always meant to. I own it, in fact, and I just kind of kept putting it off, and I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot.
Great.
It was weird as hell, but I kind of always thought it would be, because that's all I really knew was that you're somehow in John Malkovich's head. I didn't know anything else, but I thought it was really well done, and I like most like Spike Jonze movies I've seen, and the writer when he did also Internal Sunshine, I think.
Charlie
I like.
Kaufman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I like a lot of his stuff too. So I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
Malkovich is great.
Now, for the opposite opinion, Sean, what did you think?
This movie is awful.
I knew it.
The unrealistic use of puppets is just hurting his feelings.
They didn't get any of the technical terminology right. This movie, look, it's well acted. I even think it's pretty well cut with some really neat cinematography in it. But it's a bad movie about bad people doing bad things for bad reasons. The reason I think anyone puts any positivity to this movie is that it is so different, but it was so desperate to be different that I don't think they ever stopped to ask, should they be?
Wait, did you watch Being John Malkovich or did you watch Airplane again?
I would watch Airplane on repeat before I would watch this again.
Okay.
That's hurtful.
So, Aaron.
I love Airplane. What the hell's going on this podcast?
This is strange.
Our running joke, Josh, is that Airplane is a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. So like one person in 100 hates it, and we found that person.
Interesting. Okay, that's fair.
I love Airplane, for the record.
Yeah.
All normal people. All non-puppeteers love Airplane.
So I love this movie. I loved it when it came out. I love it now. Like I love, the surrealism of it all, like how grounded it all seems. And then all of a sudden you're in John Malkovich's head. I love any actor who will get meta and like be in on the joke of who they are. And yeah, yes. John Malkovich wasn't huge from like some of the things he's done now, but like as a well-known actor in the US, he was massive. Like Steppenwolf Theater is a really big deal. And so like, any actor will get on the joke of who they are and what they are, just like, plays a big part of this. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it is bad people doing bad things to other bad people, yet you still empathize with them somehow, is just awesome.
They can
sure
all...
Like,
no.
You didn't feel bad for Lottie in a cage. Come on, we know you did. Even you don't have a heart that despair from hating airplanes. So, I don't know. I really loved it. And Spike Jonze is incredible. Like, his Beastie Boys work, Praise Me, which is the Fatboy Slim video he did.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I went to see this, because the Fatboy Slim video was, like, kind of the first flash mob thing almost ever recorded. So, I don't know. This is an easy win for me, this one.
Yeah. So, I liked it. I'll say that before I make my statement here. It's really super weird. I kind of enjoy weird, like I said, or like I'm about to say here. I like weird. I mean, I like movies like Cocaine Bear, so I'm not the guy to say it's weird, so I don't like it. I love weird movies.
Again, for the last time, not a documentary, Olen. You can't go into your backyard and see if you can find coke or create Cocaine Bear. I just want to point that out.
But after watching it, so first of all, I had watched this before, so I got the lingering memory in my head. I got a quote from this movie that I've said every day since I watched it in 1999. So I remember the movie. I remember it as being weird and interesting. Like, what did I just watch? This time I will say I don't think it was as good as the first time I watched it. And I was thinking, it feels a little bit like somebody put this together and said, what if we just do something really weird and see if we can get it funded? And then they got it funded. And then everybody talks about this movie, but does everybody really think it's good, or are they just supposed to think it's good? That's the question that was in my head. But we can get into it and talk about it a little bit. Glad that you guys liked it. I'm at a pretty good. I would call this pretty good. Like, it's entertaining. It was worth watching.
I am fascinated by this.
Yeah.
As someone who actively was thinking, I regret that this podcast is doing it because no one should draw attention to this movie.
Oh, well, people love this film. I'll tell you that. People talk about this movie a lot because it's so different.
And that's all it had. What is its desperation to be different?
Well, we'll see. Let's talk about it. My first question for you guys, would you go in? You open the door, you discover that slimy tunnel.
Not for $200, but I'd check it out for sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't do it for $200, but I would do it for no bucks.
Yeah, I'd go in for free.
Aaron, would you go in?
I mean, I'd probably wear more of a plastic suit before I went in there. Like, I don't know if I'm showing up in a nice Armani, but yeah, well, like, you got to go do that.
I would send someone in.
I do think curiosity would get to me. I would probably be like, this is where you die in a horror movie. And then like a day later, well, I need to know.
Okay, wait a second though. What if you went in and it was Leslie Nielsen? Then how would you feel about it? That's for you, Sean.
Still awful.
Okay, just checking.
Okay, which leads me to my next question. Who would you want to be in? And I mean that in the John Malkovich way, not the sexual way.
Hopefully you all say no one, because it's cruel and awful and an invasion of privacy.
Oh no, I love it. I would totally do it. I would, yeah. I would invade anybody.
That is very polar opposites. Never ever two. Don't even care. Not even sure this goes into someone's
And this
head.
is why this has been done with you, Aaron, and not with Matthew, because he's definitely separating me and Matthew.
Yeah. Yeah, there would have been different jokes if Matthew was on this episode. Different entering jokes. Okay, whose head would you go in? So I thought about this. I'm like, Elon Musk, because he's kind of weird. That would be a fun 15 minutes. And then I thought, no. I think maybe Keanu Reeves, because I think he's an interesting fella, and you might just get lucky and catch him at the gun range or jiu-jitsu class, and I think that would be a fun 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe like a pro athlete of some sort, just because that would be something that I would
Tiger
never
Woods.
experienced.
Tiger Woods, yeah. Have a few road pops and go driving with Tiger Woods.
I was gonna say that's very day dependent, and it's like it's like choose your own adventure.
Yeah,
like
but
where are you gonna end up?
Could, if you knew who it was beforehand, you know the schedule. They put that out to the public. You go in there for a little bit, see what happens.
Yeah, see, this was one
Just
of the
first person of like a sporting event would be interesting. I think is all.
This was one of my technical questions with this whole movie is how do you know what 15 minutes you're going to catch? Because being John Malkovich while he's eating toast did not seem like it was worth $200.
Also, he wasted so much of that toast. I was furious.
I know, rich guys.
I
right?
don't recall the toast crunching being that loud, and it was really off-putting. Where I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this movie.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there's only one toast scene. I'm thinking like if I want to go like 80s, because that's the theme of this whole thing. I think like Steven Seagal before he went Russian would be a wild person.
Oh yes.
I think that one. That's where I would go. Steven Seagal.
I think Steven Seagal. Yeah, that's a great answer. Yeah, and then back to my question about how do you know when you're going in? I was thinking this: what if you catch a guy while he's like horribly sick with diarrhea or something, and that's your 15 minutes? Like, would you get your $200 back? Would you want your $200 back?
Are you really going to go in and admit that's what you experienced? Oh no, I was there when he won his Oscar. I swear, that's it.
Also, what didn't seem like they were keeping track of names. I don't think they have a refund policy. Like, I feel like they'd just be like, we didn't even see you today, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's probably the answer. I think you're right.
Or maybe they put a little note on the door saying like, be back in 20 minutes because John Malkovich is taking a shit.
And then my other technical question is, if you could do this for $200, then why wouldn't you use it to your advantage? Like, I think I would take John Malkovich to the bank machine, withdraw money, put it under a mat someplace. Yeah.
I want to point out how much you've thought about this now.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna dial 9-1 now, and if this gets weird, I will dial 1 again. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
but also you're not a master puppeteer, so you wouldn't be able to take him over. I don't think. Isn't that the whole
marionette?
Marionette. Wasn't that the name of Stallone in the movie Cobra?
Marionette.
I think so.
We do Cobra next.
Marionettist Cabretti, I think, was his. Anyhow, what do I know? Would your life be better being John Malkovich?
1,000%.
Would you like to think about it for a minute?
Well, one thing I did love in this, so I know the choice was deliberate to get John Malkovich famous, but not super famous. We'll get to the trivia, but the studio pressed him like, why not make this being Tom Cruise? It's like, no, too famous, too obvious. So he made that as a choice. But I love the part in here where nobody knows what movies he's been in. They're like, hey, you're
So
John
funny.
Malkovich. I love, like, weren't you in that, like, thing?
Was the Jewel Thief
robbery
movie
thing?
that
Yeah,
came
the
up?
Jewel Thief movie.
Jewel Thief movie?
That
The fact
was a funny joke, and I give as Aaron said earlier, a lot of credit to Malkovich for being a part of that and being a part of that joke.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was consistently funny.
Well, I liked like the way he played it too. Like, not obviously you can't get annoyed when you're that. Like, if you said that he wasn't that as famous back then, you can't really get mad at constantly being recognized for people not actually sure what it is. Like, just kind of roll with it, I think. But I liked his, just being like, yeah, whatever. I wasn't in that, but it's fine.
I think he was great that he was able to make fun of himself, and I think this movie helped him a lot. Like, I actually think it boosted his career. So the theme of this movie, as far as I get it, is nobody is ever happy and just want to be someone else. I think that's probably 90% of the world, don't you think? So I think it's probably still pretty relevant.
Yeah, grass is greener kind of mentality, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel dated. I mean, there's a few scenes that are maybe a little dated in it.
Let's not go there yet, Aaron. Hold your horses on that sort of comment. We'll come back in later sections.
There will be parts, but like I think like the theme holds up really well. Like as a movie, like look, guys, I watched Beastmaster. Okay, like let's be really clear.
Yes.
This holds up way better than a Beastmaster does. So yeah, I think the themes were really well played out, and yes, they're all bad people doing bad things to other bad people, but like the theme comes through, which is I guess where the empathy
And what do
comes
you consider the theme then?
Nobody's happy with their life, and they're trying to find a way to escape their life into a better life, but inevitably you just fuck that life up too, because he became John Malkovich, took over John Malkovich, who had a pretty sweet life, and he turned him into a loser.
Yeah, but John Malkovich isn't even happy with his life. Like at some point, he gets asked, like, "Do you like being an actor?" He goes, "It's fine." Like, so that's the whole joke. Is like even John Malkovich isn't happy with his life. He'd rather be someone else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I think that definitely.
But what's the value in the message there, right? So normally when you are doing any sort of medium, it doesn't matter whether it's a movie or not. You're trying to convey a point, right? Whether it's causing someone fun, or in case of movies like this, right, you're trying to convey something like, as everyone here is expressing, right, a desire for being someone else that everyone supposedly has. But what are they trying to tell you? What are they trying to teach you out of it? It's just, all this movie is conveying is everyone wants to be someone else and everyone is miserable. Well, great for the world. Thank you for that.
I mean, I think technically, if you take the end into consideration, I like to think that the two, like, I believe, there's a lot of people, every character has flaws for sure. But I was happy that, like, Cameron Diaz and Catherine Keener got redeemed at the end. I thought, like, hey, they
redeemed.
Well,
let's dive into that
they
awful
at least
relationship.
are happy together. It seems.
You're forgiving the person who was hunting you and was going to kill you. You're forgiving the person who made you get into someone else's body to have sex with me because I didn't like you. Like, that is a very toxic relationship.
Well, I mean, I think she first needed to,
like, they need psychological help to go and find another woman who they genuinely should love. They should not love each other. They are terrible for each other.
But they did in the end.
But they did in the end.
Yeah,
the whole
exactly.
thing is,
For
I
the
didn't
2
need to
minutes
be someone
of the
different.
movie.
If I was
Exactly.
just myself,
Yes.
you would have loved me anyway.
right.
I
10
mean,
minutes
it's
after
basically
that,
Sesame
they're
Street,
fighting.
now that you think about it.
Hey,
Puppets,
10 minutes after.
everyone's in love. It's perfect.
Hey, a guy with puppets in his closet behind him knows about role playing, so let's not pretend here. The message to me that I took away from this, not that every movie has to have a message, it can just be entertaining, but I think there is a message here, and I think there's no shortcuts in life, right? Like, don't keep wishing to be somebody else, or don't keep wishing for, to win the lottery, or to be an Instagram star or a podcast star. Just work on yourself, make yourself happy.
And how did it deliver that? Who was the example in the movie that showed that that's the path forward? That's the problem with this movie. It's all opening message and no counter examples, nothing to show you everything you guys are talking about is you extrapolating past where the movie ends and hoping that it gets there.
Well,
Which is fine. I'm glad all of you can have that joy, but it's not in the movie.
Yeah, but first of all, it's not the MCU. There's not going to be like 40,000 of these where you get to explore. every character
MCU
forever.
doesn't do it either, and that's a different problem. And we could spend
In a
10 hours
standalone
talking.
movie with storytelling. Oh, could we? I'm in.
We'll do a spin-off podcast episode for that, and we'll have fun.
Hell yeah.
Pure gold, or no, it just sucks now. It doesn't have the same
And then
ring.
we'll make the entire world hate us.
Yeah. But like, I think like even the old people all going into John Malkovich's head, they're not going there because they want to be John Malkovich. They're going there because like that's how they're going to survive as a group who has found like humans together forever. Like that's a pretty beautiful message. Dr. Lester is the best character.
It's a
in the whole
beautiful
show.
message about immortal people who take over other people's bodies, and they basically. They're basically bringing them up from kids to turn them
body
there's
snatchers.
nothing-
This is all good.
yeah, this is
is
great stuff.
positivity. Yeah.
What are we talking about? Are you serious?
Yeah, it's all good stuff.
I can't handle this podcast. I can't be on this. I can't be represented with
Go
you
get your
three.
comfort puppet and you'll be fine.
You're trying to tell me that the people who are just constantly stealing people's lives are a positive message?
Okay, so we agree. Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I mean, it's understandable. I understand. Like, I think power corrupts, right? So that makes sense that all these old rich white people are doing this as a group. But
Already a more interesting story concept than this movie would be exploring that. Exploring that group would be more interesting.
It's not this movie's job to give a good message or even teach a lesson. It's to entertain. And it was a wonderfully fucked up movie.
See, and this is one of my problems is while that is an 100% true statement, I do think there is a responsibility of society to be against movies that only present darkness for darkness' sake.
Can I just make a suggestion? Don't watch Saltburn. Please don't watch Saltburn.
Leaving Las Vegas is an excellent movie.
Well, now we have to watch that because I don't know that movie.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so quickly pivoting here. So I got a couple things I want to run by you. First of all, I thought, okay, this is an interesting business, charging people to be John Malkovich. So, but you need a business name. So I got 4 business names I want to run by you, see if you like any of them. Okay? Headspace,
Nice.
Malco B&B,
Copyrighted, but nice. Solid.
Malcoverse Experience,
you're going downhill.
and then my favorite, Inside John.
I'd be mad if I signed up for that business and it was only going inside someone's head.
False advertising.
Okay, and then one of the things that's memorable about this movie is that it's super weird. So I want to ask you, is this movie weirder than, I got a couple of titles here, The Lobster? Is it weirder than The Lobster?
I've not seen
I
that.
would say same level
Yeah.
of weird. Same level of weird.
Everything Everywhere All at Once?
That one's
yeah.
way weirder, I think, but I loved it. as well.
Really?
I would agree
Everything-
that one's
yeah.
weirder, but that's also an example of a good movie, which this is not.
I think this one's weirder because
yeah?
like we're so by the time we saw Everything All at Once, like multiverse was like an overused word. So we're like,
Well, that's just because you're a big MCU fan.
what's the MCU?
It's so interesting, Sean, that you say that, because Everything Everywhere All at Once, I detest that movie. I did not like it at all. Okay, one more. Is this movie weirder than Sharknado?
Well, that's just a straight up good time. So
Yeah. Agreed.
Tough call.
and you gotta remember that's not weird anymore because there's been like 7 of them. So at this point it's just a thing that happens.
The weird part is it that it revived Ian Ziegler's acting career. Maybe that's the weird part of Sharknado.
Okay, let's transition into best parts here. And Sean, I'm going to challenge you. What did you like about this movie?
I do like the core concept of the inhabiting someone's head, right? There's a lot of interesting things you can do that. The Malkovich scene when Malkovich goes inside his tunnel is very well done. And that's a really neat scene and a clever way to depict something that you have to admit we were all wondering from the beginning of knowing what that portal does.
Mm-hmm.
I was immediately like, I want to know what happens if John goes in it.
Totally.
So that was a really good scene.
Yeah, that was cool.
Charlie scene was funny. And I like the half flaw concept. I don't even know if in the 90s that you could get away with that, but that's a cool concept.
I looked it up. It's never been a thing, but it is fun. Fun idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun idea.
Yeah.
Like it's a good way to create a surreal feeling.
I think even if a movie was going to be my big break, I'd have to pass on it because the back pain after would be excruciating.
Yeah.
for me.
That's a good list, Sean. Well done. I had predicted that you were going to say puppets that hump was your favorite part. But
I will also add on points for Cameron Diaz being a character that is so not anything else she does.
yep.
She did a very good job with that.
Okay, Josh, Aaron, what did you guys like about this? What are your favorite bits?
I agree with a lot of the stuff you just mentioned. I think I was really enamored with Catherine Keener in this movie. I loved the character she played. When I look at my list of good stuff, it's mostly her.
Well, she won an Oscar for this, eh?
Did she really?
Yeah.
That makes me happy. That's great. I also, like you said, the old guy. What was his name?
Dr. Lester.
Yeah, Lester. He was great. The one.
Stole the show.
Mo, first name Mo.
Okay. The scene where he was like trying to give him the filing interview, and he was like,
Oh,
"How fast?
so
how
funny.
fast your fingers?"
Which letter becomes first in it? That one's not a letter. You are good.
I was trying to trick you. So funny. Yeah, and I think for me, like the standout has to be John Malkovich going in and the plane. I just love the idea of them being like, how many different ways can you only say Malkovich but convey so many different emotions? I thought that was great. Well done. Also, John Malkovich with a nice brack was really confusing to me, but that's for me to get through. So it's
I
fun.
was kind of curious for the era too, because we're in the 90s at this point, so I don't know if it was sort of more acceptable, but I wondered if it was actually pretty brave of Malkovich to do something like that, to be in a scene where he's, different sexes and all that.
Well, I think so. And I think being self-deprecating, like being able to make fun of yourself, like nobody knowing who you are, I think is great. So I'm glad he did it. So I'll just say on my best parts, I had Malkovich as Malkovich. And my question is this his best role ever, playing himself?
It's tough because I do love him in Burn After Reading, so that would be my only maybe other one.
And like Rounders,
Yes.
he's so over the top.
That's just
it's hard
I
not
think
to love.
I think maybe just because I love him as a villain so much, so there are some roles that I put above it, but I did love it a lot.
Yeah, and he's great in Con Air, too.
There it is. Yes.
Fantastic.
Speaking of villain. Josh, any more great parts? Or
No, I just got a few lines, so I can save them for that. But
Okay.
yeah.
Aaron, anything else you want to shout out, or did we hit them all?
The Malkovich scene is like a classic movie scene, and like him as the little girl at the table is actually the peak of it. Octavia Spencer randomly being in an elevator.
Yeah.
Like, hey, there's actually several Oscar winners in this movie. Some of them just won't win an Oscar for several years from now.
Also, and I love the sorry to cut you off, but the indents on the door, like implying that so many people before have got off on that floor was cool.
Charlie Sheen being a mess before he was already considered a mess was fantastic, guys.
Yeah.
Like bald Charlie Sheen
Yeah.
is who we all wish we could be right now. Like, I don't know if being John Malkovich is better, but being bald Charlie Sheen, definitely better than my life.
I think you nailed the answer to the question, who would you want to get into, right?
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen at any point. I would even take Charlie Sheen eating toast. I bet that's fun because he's doing cocaine at the same time.
The fact that like the whole chimp flashback scene where it looks like they really tied up a bunch of chimps to pull that off is actually a wild concept to get through in your head. I guess also like the Sean Penn and Brad Pitt in the documentary piece, like there's a lot of actors who got in on this as getting the joke.
Yeah.
So it was clear, like, what'd you say? They didn't want a Tom Cruise, but they could still get, like, this is peak Brad Pitt in 1999, right? Like, you're still getting big actors to do this.
Yeah.
And then I know, like, there's also a key line, but like when Malkovich gets out of his own brain and you just hear Malkovich think fast and he gets the can thrown in the back of his head.
That's so funny.
You have to pause there, Aaron. That is my favorite line, and that is maybe my favorite line of all movies of all time. And that is the line that I have said every day since this movie came out, all the time. When I throw something to someone, I say, heads up, Malkovich, all the time.
There's only two. I didn't know if it was going to be that one or The Truth is for Suckers. And because those are two, well, I know we're going to get that. But yeah, that whole line, because he's so obscure, yet someone driving down the Jersey Turnpike sees him and wails a can at his head after he's gone through.
And his reaction after, like, oh, he's just so mad. That's a perfect scene. It's so good. Okay, those are good ones. Let's transition to worst parts. And I've got the first one here. I said, hating your life and owning a monkey and loving puppets. Sorry, Sean. tells me you aren't trying to make things better in your life. Which, again, I think that's the theme of the movie, right? Like, just work on yourself. You're not gonna win the lottery and be happy.
He also had a pretty supportive girl in the beginning as well, of his habits, let's call them.
Okay, so worst parts, anyone can go, and Sean, the only rule is you can't say the whole movie.
I mean, I'll let someone else go first. I'll be calm for a moment.
I mean, yeah, it's tough because there is a lot of morality with all the going inside someone's head. But I think just because it was physical, I thought the tying up your girlfriend and putting her in a cage so you can secretly have sex with the girl she's falling in love with is probably a no-no, I would think.
Yeah,
It's a gray area at best.
that's a good Woker joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I didn't understand, and this is like, she's in this cage. Okay, he's gone for hours at end. Yet, when they just have the bird chirp once, the guy upstairs tells him to shut up. Like, why isn't she like? There's like, they insulated between those two scenes. Like, I don't really understand. That bothered me. I don't know if I love the chimp flashback scene. It was like, you knew the chimp had to be like this smoking gun at some point, but man, that was like, how do we bring this all together? So I don't know what came first, the scene with the chip tied up saving her, or, oh God, we put a chip in this movie, what's the point? So that one got to me.
I also had on worst parts living with a monkey and a parrot. Like,
Ugh.
like I love animals, but ugh.
I mean, the parrot's worse, right? We all agree.
Agreed.
Yes.
Like, at least the chimp can untie you when you're tied up.
At least the chimp can get you a beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, let's hop into favorite lines. There's quite a few here.
No. I'm not letting you go. I just was going to let people go fast. I'm
The
not
worst
letting
part
you.
of this is it wasn't Airplane. Go on.
No, I mean, I maybe I regret how much I disliked Airplane because suddenly his quality has gone up.
It's your brand.
If I'm gonna save a lot for Woko joke because I think that's where this movie really falls apart. But for this section, the Lester explanation near the end, very exploration. I can't speak. It's so long, and they get into so many little weird details that don't add to the movie.
But come on, the diagrams? It's like, and here's the diagram of how it works. It's so ridiculous.
So funny. Just a think bubble with the jail bars. Like, then you're gonna. I love
drew
it.
these diagrams.
I believe you made my point for me, so thank you.
By the way, I'd love to have a collection of art from movies, and that would be a great one.
So good.
The Maxine's character. Like, I think we need to stop for a moment. It's so shallow. It's just there to be a point of obsession for everyone. She has no other purpose. They don't put any time into her as a being, which they kind of don't do for most of the women in this. But I think that's particularly bad.
Lots of people like her in the world. Lots and lots.
Isn't that what makes her sort of more alluring? That she's a woman of mystery?
Yeah, I thought she was a fun character.
Wait, she was alluring?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that part.
It's DTF, I think, is the expression you kids use.
She wasn't a puppet. So
Yeah, but there was a
that
puppet
explains.
version of her, and I thought that would at least do it for
Well,
anybody
then we
else.
should ask him about that, I think.
Actually, for
You can't be alluring and be an empty, worthless shell.
contraire, I disagree.
Olen is right here, Sean. Be nice. He's right here.
I'm sorry. I went too far. I take it back. I didn't mean to get personal with you, Olen. That was too much.
There's nothing more alluring than a hot, empty shell.
God, please just get me into Woko joke now.
And if
so
they're
we
a
can move
horrible
on.
person, better. And if they're insane, they get extra points. We all know the rule, right, guys?
I'll stop because I'm gonna make Woko joke very long. Well, you can get into best quotes now.
Okay, best quotes. Who wants to go? I mean, Malcovich heads up is my favorite. It's just so good. Okay, a line I liked for my comedian friend here. Low overhead. We pass the savings on to you. When he said, "Why do you have a half floor?" Low
Yeah, that was
overhead.
good. I love him being like the old dude coming up and saying like how attracted he is to the secretary, was it? And he's like, maybe the workplace isn't the best place for this. He's like, yeah, that's right. Meet me after work and I'll spill my guts to you. I loved her going out for a drink with him and being like, tell me about yourself. I'm a puppeteer. Check. That was good. And then what was the other line that I have? Oh, man. Was it Sheen that he was talking to on the phone, Malkovich? And he's like saying how he had this terrible experience. And he's like, are you stoned? He's like, yeah, I was stoned, but that doesn't have anything to do with it. I thought that was good.
Aaron, anything you want to?
Yeah, I think so. Right before the Dr. Lesser you talked about, he goes, "Oh yeah, your secretary didn't understand my name. She's not my secretary. She's my executive liaison. And I'm not banging her if that's what you're insinuating." Out of nowhere, gold. The whole speech impediment thing.
That was
every
wild.
part of that is unbelievable gold. I'm sorry you can't understand me. I understand you fine. Flattery will get you everywhere. But it's so
fun.
Yes, that was a funny choice.
I have no time for unemployed people who mumble. Oh, that was a great bit.
And then the truth is for suckers is just, it's a fantastic one.
Yeah.
Like that is.
I'll add, do you know what a metaphysical can of worms this portal is? Also, his delivery of that line was very good. He was just so, like, overwhelmed and exasperated.
Yeah, there's also one line early on I kind of liked where he said, consciousness is a terrible curse.
Yeah, that's right. When talking to the monkey, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to tell you guys how this movie did. So, according to Box Office Mojo Worldwide, Being John Malkovich was the 92nd highest earner in 1999.
Whoa, okay.
Was it the last movie that came out?
Nope, that's not the reason why. The reason why is that it only opened on 25 screens and topped out at 600 screens, which isn't a lot. They didn't distribute it, and I don't know why.
They didn't distribute it, or theaters had taste?
No, actually, I mean, I think for the theaters it was in, people talked about this movie a lot in the day, and it was quite popular. And since then, it's been a massive hit.
I mean, that does kind of make sense, like you saying with it being a first-time director, early screenwriter.
Yeah.
It's not surprising, right?
And it was meant to be an art house film.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big company that was behind it?
No.
No. But to go from 25 screens to 600 is actually a really big deal. Like,
Wow.
that's really hard to do. 25 is like about as small as thing you can call this deliver release, but it was never meant to be a wide release film.
Nope.
It was meant to be niche,
like
and
an
weird
indie,
and
yeah.
awesome.
I think that's it. So we'll get to the Rotten Tomatoes, but because of what you guys say, I think it is hard to measure it by dollars. But just if you're curious, in this year, Star Wars: The Phantom Menace was the big winner with 431 million domestic, and we had The Sixth Sense in that year as well at 293. Great movie, and
See, Sixth Sense, weird movie, good movie.
great movie, yeah. And it was beaten by so much. Like this just made me laugh. Lake Placid beat it by 50%.
Oh, Slave Placid beat it.
And I love Lake Placid. I'm
Yeah, I
not
was gonna
shitting on
say.
Lake Placid. Like Betty
Great
White
movie.
and a giant crocodile. I'm just saying, on the scale of things, it just seems a little out of. But it beat some stuff. It beat Muppets in Space.
Puppet
Oh,
on
sorry,
puppet
Sean.
crime. That's not good.
I know. And it beat Universal Soldier: The Return.
Fair.
Is that the one with Goldberg?
It might be. Being John Malkovich was nominated for Best Director, Best Supporting Actress, and Screenplay, and it won for Supporting Actress. It lost the Best Director to American Beauty.
I can genuinely see that because there was very good acting in this.
And American Beauty was the Oscar winner this year. So by the numbers, we know it didn't do well. This cost $13 million to make. What do you think it did at the box office? I think you'll actually be surprised.
I think I'm going to go with like maybe 30 million.
How much was it to make?
13.
I'm going to go with 40, even though it would depress me.
Yeah, I mean, to go from 25, yeah, I'll go in between the two at 35.
You guys were close, but Josh is closer. 32. 32 million. So actually, we made money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the interesting thing. So Sean, let's see how close you are to critics and audience scores. Out of 100.
I can already tell that I'm going to hate this, so I'm just going to guess high because...
So the question is, out of 100, how many critics liked this movie, said it's worth seeing? And out of 100, how many regular people said this movie's good, get out and see it?
I'll go. I'm going to go. I think this is going to be one of those ones where critics loved it. So I'm going to say, I'll say like 85 for critics and maybe 75 for audience.
Okay.
So it
I'll go-
should be 20 for each, but because I have no faith in the world, I'm gonna give it 94 for audience and 90 for critics.
Okay.
I think critics do like it because it is a very critic-centric movie. So yeah, I would go like 92 for critics and maybe a 77 for audience. Only because like if you go back and watch it now, like if you watched it then, you had to really try to watch it, right? Like it wasn't easy to find in a theater. Like I remember when I saw it in a theater, you had to like look for the right theater to even see it in.
Yep.
So you weren't walking in by accident. And I think if anyone's going back and watching it, they're predisposed to it.
Agreed.
You know
other than Sean.
VHS existed, right, Aaron? You could rent movies.
Yeah, but people weren't like running around looking for this movie in a year that like Star Wars and
Sixth
Sixth
Sense,
Sense were out. Yeah, like the back when you could rent VHSs, Sean, there would not be 50 of these on a shelf. I'll promise you that much.
Yeah.
So I would say 92 and 77.
Okay. I actually do have a memory of watching my mother rent this movie, even though I don't think I watched it.
That's like a Being John Malkovich theme. You watched your mom watching the movie.
How do we not know Malcovich didn't get into everyone's head who watched this movie? Like we don't know.
Before I reveal it, your scores are interesting. But Sean, I just want to ask you, I know that you're putting critics high because you think everybody's going to be different than you on this, but why are you voting critics 94 if you think it's a bad movie? Don't you think there'd be some critics who would be similar to you saying it's a bad movie? I'm just curious at your answer on the critics.
I'm actually basing it on the fact that this reminds me of Airplane, where I feel like a crazy person because I came in thinking that it would be me and everyone shitting on a movie, and then it was me against the world. So I'm just assuming it has sort of that experience going for it.
Here's the funny thing. Mr. Airplane here got the critic score bang on, 94. That rarely happens on this. So 94% of critics said, this is good, get out and see it. And audience, 87. So this movie is beloved, 94 and 87. So the scores, Josh, you got a 21. Aaron, you got a 12, which is a good score. Sean, you got a 3.
Wow.
Yeah, makes sense. I would like to think it's because Aaron's correct and no one watched it, so only the people who watched it liked it.
Oh, no. There's a ton of ratings. When we get down to reviews, 975. That's a big number for IMDb reviews. Just a couple of trivia bits for you guys. So this was Charlie Kaufman's first produced screenplay, and he wrote it essentially as a calling card script to prove he could write movies. He didn't expect anyone to make it. The whole reason he wrote it is just a writing exercise. He said, I'm going to write something fucked up, but I just want people to see I'm not just a TV writer. I can write movies. And then it ended up getting made. John Malkovich was the only actor.
If that was his goal, he succeeded.
John Malkovich was the only actor ever considered for the role, and John didn't want to do it right away. I mean, he supported the movie, but said, get someone else. And then eventually he relented to do it. The studio wanted Tom Cruise, but Kaufman insisted it only worked because Malkovich wasn't an obvious superstar. And I think he's right. Mm-hmm. The Malkovich restaurant scene was almost cut because executives feared audiences wouldn't get it. Now it's one of the film's most iconic scenes. And
I believe both of those points.
And the chimpanzee Eliza was a fan favorite. There you go. So, woke or joke?
Oh boy. Okay, let me warm up.
If you guys want to refresh your coffee,
I'm just gonna go on mute. I'll be back. Yeah.
Go grab yourself a coffee. Come back in 15.
How much longer do I have on this podcast? I genuinely think you could go on forever on this, right? The disregard everyone has for everyone's right to consent, and that no one ever questions it, is disgusting.
That's an interesting point.
There is multiple sexual assaults in this movie, with it never being addressed as a negative or bad thing. That is disgusting.
Well, it's 1999. Different time.
I bet we could find movies that do that better. And the ending, which I think was supposed to, that line did not come out well, but you know what I meant. that portrayed that horrible concept better.
I don't think my head tilt will come across well on the podcast, but
no, but I think people know what I mean.
those that know
and also,
know what you
I
mean.
want to address. Like, I think they wanted to have the ending with Craig being stuck in Emily's head as like, oh, this like great comeuppance for him. When actually, that's horrible as well, because now Emily has a spy of her life forever, and she never has privacy, and her life is invaded.
But he can't take control, so that's nice.
Doesn't make it okay.
I'm okay with it.
Right? Having someone set up cameras in your home and watch everything you do every day isn't okay because they can't make you do things.
I don't know. Being forced to watch the two women you were in love with be together for the rest of their lives, I think
like
that's
a pretty
great.
good punishment.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
It's torturous for him, but it's horrible for Emily. And that's the sort of like, we wanted to punish someone, but we didn't to put any thought into the consequences to the people around it, right? It's just bad.
Well, it's not a documentary. It didn't really happen. You could put down your justice for Emily t-shirts and
I'll put it down. The thing that makes this movie bad to me is the fact that it doesn't take any time to address any of these things of being actually awful, and they are awful. What they do to Malkovich is awful. It's cruel, it's nasty, and no one addresses that, with exception of one line from Malkovich himself trying to defend him, and that's played off more like a joke.
I had one anti-woke, which is, I thought it was, for 1999, I thought it was very progressive with the whole gender confusion kind of issues, right? Like they just rolled into it like it was natural, and in 1999, it was not.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good. So I had an anti-woke.
It gave me a bit of vibes of Striking Vipers episode of Black Mirror, which is kind of the same, a little bit of the same thing. And I like that episode a lot.
I would say that is one of your few points of positivity, but even then they use it more of a joke than actually giving respect to those hard feelings and the challenges with that.
I don't think they do. I think they do a better job than anything else in that era would possibly have done. Right?
That's true. For late 90s, yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I would need to watch a lot more late 90s movies. If that's true, then that is depressing for the 90s.
It's true. And 2000s, pretty much.
Yeah. It's definitely true. Okay, I'm going to go to the reviews. Now, I love the Rotten Tomatoes, but the Rotten Tomatoes is kind of a pass-fail, right? Where, is it good enough to see? Which is why I like that. But the reviews, I like to see the people that loved it. So the 10-star reviews, there were 222 10-star reviews out of 975. So I got a few quotes for you from these just to see if they resonate with you. Malkovich playing Malkovich is somehow the most normal part of this movie. Somehow completely insane and completely logical. The Malkovich scene alone deserves its own Oscar. And the last one, proof that Hollywood occasionally lets geniuses off the leash.
If it's independent, is it Hollywood?
Yes, it's still Hollywood.
Thank you, Aaron. So, but let's hear from the people who hated it. So there were 55 people who gave this movie a 1-star review. Compared
How
to
many of them were
220.
named Sean?
I was going to say I think there'll be 56 after this episode.
Yeah. Any users named Airplane Sucks. That might be...
So, Sean, these are the quotes that I've already used. So come up with something different for your review. The first one: pretentious nonsense. The
Gives it too much credit.
The next one: this is what happens when nobody says no. Oh, this might be yours, Sean. 2 hours of terrible people making terrible decisions.
No, I like it. That's a good person.
It's the first time he's smiled this whole podcast.
And the last one: I'd rather spend 15 minutes in traffic than inside John Malkovich. Poor
But
John.
you could also just get in John Malkovich while he's stuck in traffic. That might be fun.
So, Sean, 94% of critics liked this. Do you think Siskel and Ebert would like this? They're a particular bunch.
I'm going to take the lazy answer, 1 and 1.
Okay, Ebert said it was an endlessly inventive movie, giving it 4 stars out of 4, and praising Charlie Kaufman's astonishing imagination, joking that if it wasn't nominated for a Best Picture, the Academy needed portals into their brains. Siskel said he loved the fearlessness, originality, intelligence, and willingness to take creative risks. He applauded Spike Jonze for making such an outrageous premise completely believable. 2 thumbs up. There you go. So it's pretty universally loved. Remake or sequel, Would you guys have liked to have seen any more from this?
Please no.
You know what? Like, just kind of talking about it with Sean. I think maybe like kind of like a reimagining where it maybe did dive into those moral quandaries a little more. But I don't know if
Being negative for the sake of negative, I actually think that's true because it is like there's some really good ideas here.
Sean, did you like the show Quantum Leap?
I've not seen Quantum Leap.
Oh, you'd love it. It's every episode.
Can we do it? Can we do a podcast about that, please? Please.
Basically a series of this, Sean. It's 5 seasons of a guy jumping into other people's bodies and doing what he wants.
And that person's Scott Bakula, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
Who else?
I don't think you need a remake of this. I think like it was meant to be exactly how it was. It was meant to be awful people where you don't address all these problems because part of us all as humans are awful, and this is just exploring that side of it. So
Well said. Well said. And not everything in life gets wrapped up in a nice, neat bow and resolved, right? Like sometimes we're just left hanging in real life.
I want to express I love using darkness to explore dark topics, and I am a huge fan. Like, I don't believe that movies have to have a happy ending, and I don't believe that they have to give you all the answers. I in fact think it often cheapens movies when they take the time to do that. That doesn't give this movie a pass.
Yeah. So on remake, Kaufman and Jonze have both said that this only works as a one-off and they want it to stay that way. But I just want you guys to bear with me for a second, because what I would like to see is the horror movie version of this. Go down the tunnel into someone else's body and then make them do even more horrible things, like stabby things.
There was kind of a body swap with Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton a couple of years ago that was similar-ish.
And that was fun, right?
Yeah, I liked it.
Vince Vaughn's fun and everything.
that was great. Murder, I love it.
Murder, yeah, fun murder. No, I think that's cool.
What if you could take a tunnel into Cocaine Bear, Olen?
I would totally do it.
Bear on cocaine? That sounds fun.
Okay, you guys have to admit Cocaine Bear is a great movie.
I've never
not
seen it.
Oh, Josh. I went to the theater to see it. I paid money, and in fact, I paid for 4 people to see it with me. They weren't homeless people. They were people I knew. I saw the look on your face, Aaron. They were not homeless people. Okay, well, we're actually at the end of this podcast, so I need to ask you guys. Maybe I'll ask Sean first. Is this movie too old or pure gold, Sean?
I wonder where I'm going to land on this. No, it's too old. I don't need to say more. People know my thoughts.
They do. Josh?
I mean, I'm gonna go pure gold. I really enjoyed it. I want to revisit it. I liked it a lot.
Mr. Levitz?
Pure gold.
Yeah.
Everything wrong in the world wrapped in John Malkovich's head. I'm in.
Yeah, I gave it a pretty good, so I'm giving it a pure gold, but I actually think I like it better now after seeing how much Sean hates it. I'm like, yeah, it was really good.
So there is a redemption arc to this story.
Right. See? It sort of took it from a 7 out of 10 for me to like, yeah, this is an A+ movie. I like it.
I miss Matthew.
Yeah.
When's he get back? Because I'm not on podcast again.
Yeah, this was a good episode. This was a fun discussion, guys. And Sean, you know, there is 13% of people out there that agree with you, and I think it's good to have the opposite side on the podcast. So well done. And 1% of airplane people.
I have so much rage that I'm holding back.
Well, go pick your least favorite puppet from that closet and go punish it.
Or watch Muppets Treasure Island. That'll bring it right back around.
Yeah.
I'll just say there's a reason you don't have any of your female cast members on this episode, and that's because you knew you would be too outnumbered.
Oh, no, I'm not sure that that's true. I feel like Nicole would love this film. But I'll ask her. I'll make her watch it.
I dare you. I dare you to play that game. I will take a bet on that money.
We'll take a bet. I won't give her the background. I'll make her watch it and see what she says.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun. We'll have to do Being John Malkovich episode 2. Okay, well, this was a ton of fun. I didn't expect it to be this fun. Thank you, Sean, for that. Aaron, thanks for standing in and taking a non-sword and sandal. We'll get you back in the desert soon.
I appreciate it, but it's a lot of fun, everyone. Thank you.
And there's no claymation in this, only puppets. So
Yeah.
See, claymation, that's what's really at.
Clash of the Titans it is. Let's go.
okay, marionettists, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye, everyone.